Okay, so I'm going to show you one technique using a jelly plate. So this is what a jelly plate looks like, and you can see why it's called jelly. It's really squishy. This is good for making something called monoprints, meaning instead of foam printing where you can make multiples, or most printmaking where you make multiples of the same thing, each print is going to be different. So there's a million different techniques to do with jelly printing. If you look it up on YouTube, you will find so many techniques. Today we're going to be looking at stencils and using stencils with jelly printing. And they come individually wrapped, so definitely just take them out and you can throw the wrapper away. Thought this might be appropriate for Valentine's Day. So instead of using printing ink, we're going to use acrylic paint. So I am just going to squeeze a little bit of acrylic paint out. I'm going to do kind of classic red and white. It will make kind of a pink color in the middle, and just start rolling. You don't have a ton of control with this technique, so you have to kind of surrender yourself to that and be okay with it. So one thing that you can do, I'm going to add a little more white, is just start with kind of a background before you use your stencil. You don't have to do this. There's always a lot of layering that I notice when I see people doing jelly printing. I don't want to over roll it because then it just will turn all one color, and I kind of like how it has kind of a mixture of colors, right? You can sort of identify some of the white and red areas. Okay, so I'm going to just start with this. Take my paper. I have some really nice paper here. I'm going to press it into the jelly print and see what I get. Okay, so this is what I've started with. Now I'm going to just experiment a little bit. Oh, if you see that the paint's not open, you can just tap it that way. Let's see what happens when I add a little blue. Okay, now I'm going to go for my stencil. Set it down. I'm going to see if I can use the same print here. It's still a little bit wet, but let's just see what happens. Now with the stencil, you want to be careful about moving it too much as you're rubbing the paper. You want your stencil to show up. All right, and there we go, we have it. Now if I wanted to use this for a card or something, I could cut it down, or I could even cut a heart or a shape out of it. Another thing you can do, just for fun, is peel this off. Let's just take another piece of paper and see what we get. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So this is the stencil technique. Play around with it. There's a lot of different stencils here. You can do lots of layering. You can also do one layer, let it sit and dry, and then I think you'll get some kind of cleaner lines if you let it fully dry. All right, have fun.